Hello, hello. Welcome to Why Not Today. Shelley S. Inspiring You. I'm Shelley Simpchism from Ontario, Canada, in the Peterborough area. I wanted to come on today and talk about being aware is not always easy. And I want to talk about a conversation that happened with me. And this is how people learn, right? Is by me sharing some of my experiences or, you know, just things that I have dealt with and how I learned from it. So to start off, I have three questions. When there's a situation or a circumstance that something has happened and it didn't go the way I intended it to go or wanted it to go, I'll ask myself, what did I do well? What would I do differently? And what am I willing to implement, right? Or not implement, right? So stick with me and I'm going to explain this in the most discreet way that I can because I'm not here to offend or hurt anyone. It's about me, right? And my awareness. So I'm huge about self-awareness. I'm huge about self-care. And I reached out to someone last week and said that, I'd been having different conversations and getting feedback on, something I'm trying new in my life. And I wanted to reach out to this person and talk about it. And because they're involved too. They're involved too. I value their opinion. Or I wouldn't have reached out. And I said, do you have time to chat? And we usually meet on Zoom. So it was a Zoom chat. And I started to, what's up? So I started to share what I wanted to share. I was a little excited about it. Now, I'm going to give you some background. It really didn't align with our vision or our mission or the purpose that we're doing in this project, okay? However, after all the years of the work that I've done on myself, I don't perceive a lot of things, 90% of things, I don't perceive as negative. If I ask someone a question, I'm open to the feedback, right? And just because they don't agree, I don't always take it as a negative. Sometimes it's feedback. And I was having these conversations to actually get feedback because I value other people's opinion. And there's certain people that I really value their opinion, right? So I was sharing the feedback that I had gotten. Wasn't received well. Automatically, what our human nature is default to the negative. Because when you don't agree with some people and you don't see what they see, and I'm not making them wrong, it can come across as negative. And actually the statement was, because what happened was this went south really fast. Yes. And it even happens to me. It went south really fast. So they got defensive. They got protective. They're very grounded in their purpose right now. However, sometimes we can get too stuck in our purpose and need to be open, especially in business, need to be open and in our personal life to feedback sometimes. Sometimes you don't do anything with the feedback. Sometimes the feedback is an aha moment, or sometimes the feedback is, it just reaffirms, right? And it reaffirms what your purpose is and your mission is, or your goal. And you can choose to decide that those aren't your people, right? So none of it's wrong, none of it's right. It just is, okay? So how this conversation went was I was consistently being interrupted and talked over because they weren't in a disagreement. And I think it almost elevated um, a bad mood or a bad vibration that was already there before we even talked. And it was a reaction. It was a reaction. Now I'm going to become totally transparent. What happened is I wasn't yelling, but I was accused of yelling, but I raised my voice a little louder because I was being spoken over. I wasn't being heard. To this day, since then, last week, I have not been able to finish giving her the feedback that I got. And this person doesn't realize that it went from one thing to another, but that's okay. You know what? It's okay. Now, what did I do? Once I started being shut down completely and being told that I was yelling when if you've heard me yell, you would know the difference. I am a loud person by nature, but if you've heard me yell, trust me, I wasn't yelling. That's a negative energy. I did go up a couple decibels because she was talking over me. Pet peeve of mine. No active listening going on at all. And I am a very, very, very versed in active listening. There's many times with certain people, I will sit and go quiet because I have learned that they just want to be heard. They don't want advice. They don't want to be coached. They just need to share. So what I'm finding, which I had never experienced this before with this person, and that's okay. So what did I do? I tapped out. I told them that this was fine. I was not sharing negative stuff. I was sharing feedback. There's a huge difference in it all, and how you're going to receive it is where you are in your mind, where you are in your personal growth. When you are not open to receive, and when you're not open to feedback, you could be really, you could be hindering yourself. You really could. You could be stunting your growth, so to speak. And these weren't my opinions. This wasn't my feedback. So I was the messenger. And you ever heard the term, don't kill the messenger or don't shoot the messenger? Yeah. So I tapped out. I got off the conversation. So what did I learn from this? If you've had similar experiences, what did I learn? I learned that a few things, it could be a few things, and none of them are right or wrong, that this person still has a lot of growth to do. And I mean that with love. 2, is so stuck in her vision that she's not going to allow anything else in, which sometimes can be a really good thing, or the results. Your results never lie. What are the results you have been getting? If you've been working at something for a month or 2, what are your results? If you're not getting the results that you want to see, it's important to listen to feedback. Really, really is go out and ask people their opinions. So what did I learn? That's what I learned. What would I do differently? I would be very careful with this person. Very, very careful that I would have to just have a casual conversation and see where her vibration's at. What mood is she in? Is she open to having a conversation? She told me she was. I asked her, I reached out. She said, give me 10 minutes. She could have said, no, I'm not available tonight. That would have been fine. Honesty is always the best way. Do what's best for you. So, and what am I willing to implement or not implement? Well, that I am still on the fence about. I know I'm not willing to go back to her with the feedback regarding this journey at this time. And I've gotten more of the same feedback. So, and that's okay. I'm open to it. I love feedback. I love constructive criticism. It's how we grow. It's how we learn. So being aware is not always easy for some of us. So I did react a bit. I acknowledge it. And I removed myself from the negative energy. I told her that I was leaving the chat, like I was going to go, like it was non-productive. And I was being accused of something that I didn't do. So I was just trying to share feedback. Now, I'm not saying I wasn't wrong in this. I obviously was not aware enough of how stringent, how hard she is on this path not to venture off it at all. But what I'm going to tell people, what are you willing to implement? What am I willing to implement? Always look at your results. As a coach, I'm going to tell you, if you are not getting the results that you want, then it's time to maybe look. You can go after the same goal, but maybe there's a different way. And often there is. Often the way you start is not the way you finish. So I really love this stuff, and I love teaching this, and I love coaching this. And please reach out to me. As I've said, I've got 2 other streams of income. The coaching world is being pillaged out there, and my purpose here is to do one-on-one, one-offs, and help you in a conversation just like this, and help you and give you some tools in that. Totally complimentary. And I love it. Raises my vibration. I'm here to serve, and I'm here to help. So have a great day. Thanks for coming. Being aware is not always easy. And if you catch the replay, put replay. If you catch the live, put hashtag live. And I'm going to send an email out on this next Sunday, I think. Or this Sunday coming. I'm sending out my, why not today emails Sunday mornings now. And if you would like to be on there, put email. Okay. And if you're not in my group, Be Vibrant, Be You, you should come on over. There's a lot of fun stuff going in there. The recipes are like killer. And they're healthy. So I'm your wellness mentor, mind, body, and soul, Shelley Simpchism. Have a great day.